YouTube, chicks. Get ready. You know what to do, chicks.
Listen, Chick Smooth.
Hey, Chick Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Oh boy, here we go, you guys. Looks like Cameron is not happy with the backlash from his interview with the Punisher. Now, if you guys missed it, last week Cam interviewed the Punisher. He's actually one of the prostitutes that Diddy was hiring for his freak-offs with Cassie. Now, don't ask me why they call him the Punisher. I'm sure you guys can figure that one out yourselves. Now, Cam actually asked him a lot of wild questions, and some of the questions were definitely a little bit too wild.
How was that pussy, though?
I mean, bro, even if it was fire.
Bro, was the pussy good, family? Let's stop with political shit. We was Harlem time, my nigga. You 39th Street on 40th. Was the pussy, how was that pussy, my nigga?
Bro, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I couldn't get there, bro.
Okay.
Like, I got a dude pacing back and forth, beating his joint, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My peripherals, my spider senses is wilding, you know what I'm saying? And especially when I found out it was Puff. When I found out it was Puff, it got all the way worse because if you grew up in Harlem, if you grew up in that era, I can't validate it, but everybody knows there's rumors, right? There's rumors that he could be, you know, interested in dudes. So the whole time I'm semi-paranoid. Like I wrote in my book, bro, for real. I got a hearing problem. Right. And sometimes when he would give her directions, I would hear like something completely different. Like he'll say, yo, I like the position you in. And I'm like, yo, did he just say I wish I could penetrate him? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hearing, like, yo, hold on, wait, what did he just say? Like,
so basically, you never could get comfortable because. So let's just be clear and get the elephant out the room for the audience. You're not gay, you're saying?
Absolutely not. Bro.
Right. So I was reading that in the beginning, you didn't even know what was going on or that it was even Puff was participating. Could you explain your first time going to one of these events?
Yeah, so I really believed they were a married couple. Like when I got there, I didn't recognize Cassie. Right. Like I saw her face, she looked familiar, but honestly, when I saw her, I thought she was Megan Good. Right. Like if I was gonna pin, I was like, yo, I think this is Megan Good. But then when I looked on the Google, Megan Good was much thicker. So I couldn't really figure it out. So, and then when she said her husband, when Puff walks out, to finally, you know, do his voyeur thing and see what's going on.
So hold on real quick. It didn't start with Puff in the room.
Nah, it never started with him in the room. Okay. It would only be me and her. And she said at some point, her husband's going to walk in and I'm not supposed to acknowledge him, look at him, act like he's not even in the room. Right. So we'll be like on the couch, let's say on one end of the room, and then like on the far end of the room, it'll be like a table with a chair. And eventually he'll come in the room and like sit in the area, of course, the room, like watching, and we're supposed to act like he's not there.
How often, pardon me, not how often, how long did it take until you realized that it was Diddy?
Bro, like, I want to say like over a year.
Get the fuck out of here. A whole year? Why? So let me, how long, okay, let's, I want to stick to that for a second, but how long did you know till it was Cassie?
So the minute I found out it was Diddy, that's when I knew it was Cassie.
So it took a year for you to find out for Cassie as well?
Yeah, yo, okay. I didn't recognize it. Like when I jumped out of it, I did try to do the Google searches. Like I wanted to try to figure out who it was, but I'm Googling a married couple. Right. So every result I'm getting is not leading me to the right places because they're not married.
Got you. You
know, so then, and I never found out with a visual cue. It was a hotel, the ex's house, and I would get there, let's say 2 a.m, and sometimes nothing would pop off for hours. So in this case, they threw me in like an extra room in the suite. And just to kill time, I happened to cut on the TV, but in the TV had a welcome message. So the TV said, yo, ex's house would like to welcome Mr. Sean Combs. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I had no idea, man.
So that's how you found out that it was Cassie and Diddy by just cutting on the TV and seeing the introduction on the television. Wow.
On the TV.
Wow. Wow. I've seen also in the transcripts that you would say that it was just a sex scene in the beginning.
In the video that I made last week, I asked you guys if you liked the interview. Some of you guys seemed to enjoy it, while some of you guys were actually confused. Some people actually called Cameron a clout chaser for interviewing the Punisher. We normally don't see Cam in this light where he's actually interviewing somebody and actually asking a lot of sexual questions, specifically about somebody's sex life. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't blame anybody for thinking that way. Now, Cam went on Instagram last night to address all the backlash. He said, "So I just found out, because I don't give a fuck about nobody, that some people was mad about my interview with the Punisher. Oh well, but Nancy Grace and CNN can do it. Yeah, okay, you see the numbers, and I was shadow banned the first 2 days. I'm asking the questions people really want to hear, but act like they don't. It's a new sheriff in town, just putting y'all on notice. Hashtag flee the journalist. Sidebar, Nancy Grace is holding up a Tootsie Roll." So looks like Cam is putting out a little warning to everybody to brace themselves. He's about to fully dive deep into journalism. Don't look at me as a rapper, look at me as a journalist, which means you're going to see me interview people that you probably would never think I would talk to. You're going to see me put out content that may contradict certain things that I've done or said in the past. So if you ask me, this interview with the Punisher, this was definitely Cam testing the waters. I'm sure he knew people were going to be confused why he's asking the Punisher about Diddy's sexcapades, especially when you can't complete a sentence without saying pause.
Puff will have the Muslim mask on and be naked from the neck down. What was that like? Pause.
Bro, that was like the weirdest shit ever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
it's already weird knowing like a dude coming in the room, you know? But, you know, I'm messing with the chick, and mind you, I'm seeing all this peripheral.
Right.
So it's extra crazy because it's not straight on. So it's at the corner of my eye. I'm like, yo, this dude got on like a veil, and he's half the time he's beating off and he's walking side to side. So it was definitely a difficult space to try to be in. But I ain't no front, bro. At the time, I'm greedy. I want this bread. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the scenario, and I'm trying to make it work. But it was tough, man. It was tough.
It was just a veil. Somebody told me he had a Yankee fitted over the veil. Everything. So everything was just covering the face. Super duper pause and naked from the neck down every single time.
Every single time, man. So that's a little construed, right? It was a veil, just period. Like the ones the Muslim women wear, so you don't see anything but the eyes. But I think at some point after like the year and change, and it was a while, he wore the veil for a minute.
Right.
I think they might have figured out. I saw the TV, and at some point he just changed to a Yankee fitted. So at some point he dropped the veil, and I guess he knew. Maybe he saw the TV on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I probably left it, and I guess he figured out. Homie figured it out. So he stopped wearing the veil, and he was just like rocker fitted.
Right. I also seen that you say when you and her were doing what you guys were doing, he would be pacing back and forth with a bottle of Astroglide.
Yeah, man. Every time, you know, it was obviously something he was into in terms of visually watching this. You know? So
what was being done with the Astroglide though? Paul.
I guess he's using it as lubricant to beat off. You know what I'm saying? That was, you know, he's pleasuring himself during the action. So obviously he's using that for lube.
It's definitely going to be interesting moving forward. I think Cam has the personality to actually pull it off. Most of you guys actually enjoyed the interview. And for those that don't, I'm sure Cam knows he's probably going to lose a couple fans. But you guys get in the comments below. Do you guys think Cam was out of pocket for his interview with the Punisher? Or are you guys enjoying this new journalistic Cam that has no boundaries? Post your comments below. Subscribe to my channel, like this video. I'll see you guys later, man.